In a world silenced by the screams of the dying, one man, a former soldier named Elias, holds onto the last sliver of his humanity, his daughter, Lily. It started with a whisper, a rumor of a super soldier program gone horribly wrong. The virus wasn't meant for the public. It was designed to create the perfect weapon. But perfection has a price. The soldiers turned not into heroes, but into monsters fast, intelligent, and relentlessly hungry. The Reapers, they call them. Now, the world Elias once fought to protect is a graveyard, a hunting ground where the living are the endangered species. Their story begins not with a bang, but with the quiet desperation of a father trying to explain the end of the world to a 7-year-old. They are holed up in the dusty remains of a suburban library, the silence broken only by the rustle of turning pages and the distant, guttural groans of the undead. Elias has no rifle, no sidearm, just a worn-out combat knife and the wits that kept him alive in forgotten wars. Hope is a currency they can no longer afford. Every sunrise is a victory, every sunset a new wave of fear. Papa, are the monsters sleeping? Lily whispers, her small hand tracing the faded picture of a smiling family in a children's book. Elias forces a smile, his heart a leaden weight in his chest. They're always sleeping, sweet Pete. We just have to be quieter than their dreams. It's a lie, but it's a kind one. The truth is far more brutal. The Reapers don't sleep, they hunt. Their journey is a desperate pilgrimage north, a crackling, barely their radio broadcast spoke of a sanctuary, a haven in the frozen Canadian wilderness, a place untouched by the plague. It's a fool's hope, Elias knows, but it's the only one they have. To get there, they must cross a continent of ghosts. Their first real test comes in the skeletal remains of Chicago. The city is a vertical tomb, skyscrapers like headstones piercing a smog-filled sky. They move through the shadows, a father and daughter learning the rhythm of urban decay. The Reapers are not the shuffling, mindless corpses from old movies. They are apex predators. They move in packs, communicating with a series of clicks and shrieks that chill the blood. Elias teaches Lily to listen for those sounds, to recognize the patterns, to become a shadow herself. One evening, scavenging for food in a derelict grocery store, they are cornered. A pack of Reapers, their eyes glowing with a faint, sickening luminescence, floods the aisles. Elias shoves Lily into a ventilation shaft, his hands trembling. "Don't make a sound, Lily. Not until I come back. I promise." He turns, his knife a small shard of defiance against the tide of monsters. The fight is a blur of visceral, desperate motion. He's not a soldier anymore. He's an animal protecting his young. He uses the environment, toppling shelves to create barriers, using the darkness to his advantage. He takes down one, then another, but they are too many. A Reaper lunges, its claws tearing into his shoulder. Pain, white hot and blinding, explodes through him. He screams, a sound of pure agony, and in that moment, he thinks of Lily. He cannot die. Not here. Summoning a final reserve of strength, he drives his knife into the Reaper's skull, the crunch of bone sickeningly loud. The pack hesitates, momentarily confused by the death of their leader. It's the opening he needs. He scrambles away, crawling back to the vent, blood leaving a dark trail on the grimy floor. He pulls himself up, his body screaming in protest. "Lily," he whispers, his voice ragged. A small hand reaches out from the darkness and pulls him in. They huddle together in the cramped, metallic space, the sounds of the enraged pack echoing below. Lily doesn't cry. She simply takes a strip of cloth from her own worn shirt and begins to wrap her father ease wound, her small fingers surprisingly steady. In her eyes, Elias sees not fear, but a reflection of his own grim determination. The world has stolen her childhood, but it has forged her into a survivor. As they move north, they learn that the undead are not the only monsters. Humanity, stripped of its laws and comforts, has become just as predatory. They encounter other survivors. A group holed up in a fortified farmhouse offers them shelter, but their kindness is a mask. Their leader, a man named Marcus, sees Lily not as a child, but as a commodity, a bargaining chip in this new brutal world. A healthy child is worth more than gold these days, Marcus says, his eyes cold and assessing. Elias feels a primal rage build within him. He had fought monsters of flesh and bone, but this was a monster with a soul. That night, under the cover of a storm, they escape. Elias carries Lily on his back, running until his lungs burn and his wounded shoulder throbs with every step. They don't look back. The lesson is learned: trust no one. The journey changes them. Elias, once a man of action and orders, becomes a teacher, a storyteller, a protector of memories. He tells Lily about the world before, about ice cream and playgrounds, about school and friends, about her mother. He keeps the past alive for her, a fragile flame against the encroaching darkness. Lily, in turn, becomes his eyes and ears. Her small size allows her to slip into places he cannot, her sharp senses often detecting danger before he does. They are no longer just father and daughter. They are a unit, a two-person clan bound by love and a shared will to live. They cross the ruins of what was once the Midwest, a flat expanse of dead cornfields and abandoned highways. The landscape is eerily beautiful in its desolation. They travel mostly at night under a canopy of stars so bright they seem alien. During one of these nights, they find a small, abandoned observatory on a hill. Inside, the great telescope is still intact. Elias points it towards the heavens. "Look, Lily," he says, lifting her to the eyepiece. She gasps. The moon, scarred and beautiful, fills her vision. For a moment, they are not fugitives in a dead world. They are just a father and his daughter looking at the stars, sharing a moment of pure, unadulterated wonder. In that silence, surrounded by the infinite, they find a sliver of peace. It's a reminder of the scale of the universe and how small their struggles are, yet how infinitely precious their connection is. But the world always intrudes. The cold sets in as they push further north. The snow begins to fall, blanketing the dead world in a layer of pristine white. It's beautiful, but it's also a new kind of enemy. The cold saps their strength, makes every step an effort. Food becomes scarcer. The reapers are less numerous here, driven off by the extreme temperatures, but the threat of freezing to death is just as real. One day, they stumble upon a town half buried in snow, seemingly untouched. It's too quiet, a ghost town. As they cautiously make their way through the main street, they see them. Not reapers, but people, frozen solid. Some are huddled in doorways, others frozen mid-stride, their faces masks of shock and despair. A flash freeze. The town had died in an instant. It's a chilling tableau of what awaits them if they falter. They find a working truck in a garage, a near miracle. It has half a tank of gas. It's not enough to get them to Haven, but it's enough to get them through the worst of the frozen plains. The roar of the engine is the sweetest sound they've heard in months, a promise of speed and distance. Driving allows them a moment of respite, a chance for conversation that isn't whispered. Lily asks him about her mother again. This time, Elias doesn't give her the sanitized version. He tells her the truth. She was a doctor working at the quarantine zone when the outbreak began. She stayed behind, trying to find a cure, trying to save people. She was a hero. Did the monsters get her? Lily asks, her voice small. Elias looks at the road, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. "I don't know, sweet Pete, but I know she wouldn't have run. She would have fought, just like we are." In that moment, he realizes their journey isn't just about survival. It's about honoring her memory, about proving that the goodness she represented didn't die with the old world. The gas runs out in the foothills of the mountains. They are close. The air is thin and crisp, the pines heavy with snow. They abandon the truck and continue on foot. Elias is wound, never properly healed, aches with a vengeance. He feels his strength failing. He's been running on fumes for weeks, driven only by his promise to Lily. One afternoon, as a blizzard begins to rage, he collapses. He can't go on. The cold has seeped into his bones. "Lily," he gasps, his breath fogging in the frigid air. "You have to go on. Haven, it's just over that ridge. You can make it." Lily shakes her head, tears freezing on her cheeks. "No, I'm not leaving you, Papa. We're a clan. We stay together." She tries to pull him, her small frame straining against his dead weight. She builds a small shelter against a rock outcropping, piling snow around them as he had taught her, trying to insulate them from the wind. She huddles against him, trying to share her meager body heat. He's fading. He knows it. He closes his eyes, thinking this is the end. He has failed. He dreams of his wife. She's smiling, standing in a field of wildflowers. "You're almost there," she says. "Don't give up. She needs you." He's jolted awake not by the dream, but by a sound. a rhythmic crunching of snow, not the frantic, erratic movement of a reaper. This is steady, measured. He struggles to lift his head. Through the swirling snow, he sees a figure approaching. The figure is large, wrapped in furs, carrying a rifle. Elias braces himself, reaching for his knife, ready for one last fight. The figure stops a few feet away, lowering the rifle. A voice, weathered and calm, cuts through the wind. You're a long way from home. It's a man, his face obscured by a thick beard and the shadow of a hood. He looks at Elias, then at the small girl protectively huddled against him. His gaze softens. We've been tracking you for days. Saw your fire. Who are you? Elias rasps. I'm from Haven, the man says simply. It's real. We're real. He kneels down, offering a thermal flask. Come on, let's get you to warm. The little one looks like a fighter as Elias is helped to his feet. Leaning on the stranger, he looks at Lily. Her face, though chapped by the cold and stained with tears, is illuminated by a look of fierce, unwavering hope. They had made it. They had walked through hell and come out the other side. The journey to Haven is short. It's not a city, but a small, fortified community nestled in a hidden valley powered by geothermal vents. It's a place of warmth and light in a world of cold and dark. People come to greet them, their faces wary but not hostile. They are survivors, all of them, each with their own story of loss and perseverance. In the weeks that follow, Elias slowly recovers. The wound is treated, his strength returns. But the real healing is in the small moments of normalcy. Sharing a hot meal, sleeping in a warm bed without fear, watching Lily play with other children, hearing her laugh a sound he thought he'd never hear again. One evening, Elias stands on a balcony overlooking the valley. The sky is clear, the northern lights dancing in vibrant ribbons of green and purple. Lily comes and stands beside him, slipping her hand into his. Is this it, Papa? She asks. Is this the happy ending? Elias looks down at her, at this incredible child who has been his anchor, his reason, his hope. He looks out at the lights of Haven, a tiny spark of defiance against an endless dark wilderness. The world is still broken. The monsters are still out there. The fight is far from over. But here, in this moment, they are safe. They are together. No, sweet pea, he says, squeezing her hand. This isn't the ending. He smiles, a genuine, tired, but hopeful smile. This is the beginning. Their story is a testament not to the darkness that consumed the world, but to the light that refuses to be extinguished. It's a story of a father's love, a daughter's courage, and the simple, profound truth that even when everything is lost, humanity survives. It survives in a promise, in a shared memory, in the stubborn, beautiful, and unbreakable bond between a parent and their child. Thank you for watching. If you are moved by their journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from the worlds we create. Let us know in the comments what part of their struggle resonated with you the most. Until next time, stay safe and keep the hope alive.